All right, back to the roguelike. I just finished up a C++ learning C++ video with the header files, and I ended up, I believe I have a solution now for the roguelike. I'm going to see if I can put it in on this one. Um, yeah, it's just been crazy. All the header files. The big mistake, I think, was I should have kept I think I should have kept the game more of C. But you know what? The header files doesn't have anything to do with C++ though. So I can't say that because I'm doing a lot more C. There's very little C++. But well, then again, I mean, doing it up in classes, that is C++. I'm sure I could use structs and C. But I don't know how I do the polymorphism. Eventually, there'll be. Because I'll probably throw that random generator I did in one of those learning C++ videos. I'll probably go ahead and use that. Um, anyway. All right, I'm going to try to at least make some progress on this. All right, where am I at? So from here over is the learning C++ code that I used there. So on this one, I created a 1 and a 2. These have circular references, 1 and 2. And so on 1, I make an instance of 2 so that I can call a function in there. That's all I really need for the game H and the fog of war. I need that. I need that. But I've gone through so much time on this that sometimes I'll think of the same old idea and I can't remember why it didn't work. um, one of the things was passing in an object in the constructor or creating a new object in a constructor, like creating a game object in the fog of war constructor, but it ends up the calling the game constructor again, and then that would call back to the fog of war, and then it would just keep doing that in a big loop. So you can't do that. But this is more, if you've heard of dependency injection, most of the time you're going to see it as objects passed into the constructor, but you can use property injection where you're basically calling a function and passing it in through there. That's what I'm going to be doing here. And that's the code you see on that. That's what this is doing. Set 2 instance, set 1 instance there. So in 1, now this is another thing. I have to use the class or the forward declaration in the header because it doesn't know anything about 2. And then in the file, go ahead and include the 2.h. And then here, set the 2 instance. See here, we're on a 1 object, but it needs a 2 object reference here. That's what we're doing there. Instead of doing it in the constructor here. And then if you needed, like some kind of private variable, uh, public access, then you would do it through here. And that's it. See, it uses its own reference to 2. But that's what I need. And so I'm going to try to do that and get that running. Let me do a build to see where I'm at. I can't remember where I left off and what state I was in. So CL, I'm going to go ahead and put debugging in. Well, I don't need debugging. I'll do that when I need it. What am I doing here? Caverns, PP. Oh, wait, we got a build script. Never mind. Yay. All right, let's do that. So this here, oh, where's it at? So when you see the override specifier on the game ref on fogofwar.h line 4 right here, when you see that and it's a variable of an object that you need to pass in, that you need to get from the include file, or it's in the include file, that, actually I forgot what I was going to say. Um, oh, anyway, it's not overriding. What it means is you're probably, I think it means you're overriding another instance of it. See right here, because what happens is caverns calls game. Game H is dropped in. Bam. Well, what happens with fog of war H? This creates a fog of war H, which go here. It drops this in. And then you don't have a game, I believe. Anyway, it all gets thrown in here and you end up overriding another instance of it. Game CPP. Anyway, let me start fixing this thing. Okay, so inside game, I need a reference to Fog of War. So I've got one here. So where am I setting those at? It should be in an initialize. Okay, right here, initialize FOW screen. Oh, that ain't it. That's actually calling it in Fog of War. All right. Oh, here it is. So this right here is just creating a FOW ref right here, Fog of War. So now I need to make. Now wait a minute. I don't. This has already got one, so this doesn't have a problem with it. I think it's a one-way thing here. So I think it's just Fog of War that needs the game reference. So we need. Oh. We need a set reference. This needs a forward declaration of game. Oops. There. We have that. Then in here we need the game. Include game. Game.h. Ah, crap. Somebody's coming in the pond. I gotta move. Alright, I'll be back in a minute. God dang it. Ugh. I gotta try not to close my laptop screen. Ooh. Watch out. Watch out, Twig. My dog's head is in the way. Alright. I'm right on the road. I need to get up on the grass. Oh. Everybody's got to come and go fishing today. It's Super Bowl day, but it's also Sunday. So everybody's going to be out. grass now. You know, the one thing I noticed is newer cars always have lights on. This is crazy to me. It's weird. Even when the sun's out. It's like, really? Are you having a problem seeing me in my old car? Okay, back to this. Let me do this. Um, oh shoot. Okay, I got that in there. Um, what am I doing anyway? Initialize F2. I don't need that. Okay, so and that. So I need game H is going to have a method in here, a public method to set the game object for FOW screen right there. So that's what he needs there. Quit, go. uh, so they drove by and now the dogs are barking. Okay, back to this. You guys, you being brats? Huh? Thank you. Okay, so we need a public void set game instance. And that's going to pass a game pointer. I guess it could be referenced too. But I'm still doing my C++, so I'm still learning, and a lot of times I just fall back on C stuff. So there we go. Okay, so we got that. Now I need to make the implementation of this Fog War CPP. We need to throw this somewhere in here. Wait, why is that like that? Oh, okay, never mind. I'm gonna go ahead and keep that on bottom. So we'll do this, that, and then we're gonna do what do we need? We need instance. I guess we should call it game instance to be more specific. Game instance, and then we drop in here. And now we can just set this, what is it, game ref, to that. Let me see, game ref equals game instance. Now later, once everything's working, at some point I'll put some, since this is a pointer, I mean it's possible it could be null, but I'm the only developer. This is only done one time. So I'm not really worried about it at this point. It shouldn't be null. Plus I am I'm not creating these on the heap. I'm using the stack right now. I probably will change it at some point, but not yet. See right here. So this is all stack based and it's going to be copied, the whole thing. So we do have that, we do have that. And so inside game, where's it at? After these are created here, I mean, it's always a good idea to put your error handling in here. Ideally, you would check this before you even make the call. So we'd say if FOW ref. Now I'm not I don't know in C++, because in C we just have null, or you can just use 0. But I don't know what it is in C++, if it does that or not, or if there's an actual, like, you know, in C it's like capital NULL, but I don't know if you can use 0 or what C++ has. So at this point you could say false, but I hate to bring that in here. I don't like to be generic like that. You see a lot of that in JavaScript because you have the concept of truthy and falsy. So you could do that, but it's not very specific, and in specific certain situations, it can be erroneous. So FOW ref, if that is not equal null, then you would do that. I'm not doing it right now, so that's that. So what I can do here, once I have this, I can go ahead and set. And since we're in the class, I could actually send this. But I think I'm going to do, let's see, FOW ref dot what? What is it? Set FOW. What did I name it? Set game instance. Copy that. Okay, that needs to be named something else. Should be set FOW game instance. Instance there. I'll put that here. There. And then right here. And then now this would work in other languages. Once again, I don't know. I think C# has a this. I mean, not C#, C++. Does it have this? I think it does. We're going to see. So this, I should be passing this in. The problem is we need a pointer to this. So where's it at, game? We need this here. So we need the address of this. So might not be able to do that. And I don't know if I need this, because if it turns out later that I need state, then I'm going to have to send the current object. And at that point, you're getting into where everything needs to be singletons. And that way you would only have one of everything in the whole game. But as long as you're not changing its own state and keeping that, then different objects will work. Otherwise, your data structures and stuff would have to be in another class where it is a singleton. Anyway, there's lots of things that can come up, but it hasn't yet, so I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, now here's the part that is crazy. Does that work? Let's find out. Oh, man. Oh. Oh. All right. Let's do, where am I at here? CLS, build. So we do have this, game ref, whatever. Let's go, where's it at? Okay, cameras, fog of war, H7. So on 7, we're still getting game ref there. So let me see. Whoops. All right. Oh, uses undefined class game. Okay, game CPP. Game ref uses undefined class game. Okay. I don't know what's going on these. Let me see how this one worked in the main. Just up two. See, this one created its own objects and then passed them in. But this, see how I took the pragma once off? Apparently, I'm not convinced about pragma just yet. That's one. That's two. So, take that out. So forward declaration, it should get past that with the forward declaration. And then, do we get misses here? Send that. Build that. Still uses undefined class. Game CPP. Their game age. Where's this at? I'm taking all these pragma onces out. Age. Deal with all that later. That. So there. Okay, so we know it did work, the pragma, because now we're getting all these errors here. So we gotta put that back in. Oh, let's see. A lot of times too, you got so many files, like all this entity and world. I wish I could just concern myself with these, but there's just too many dependencies on all of this. And really, the best thing is to strive for total isolation of each object to where it totally lives on its own. And of course, then you get into like message passing, um, I mean, complete systems and things. That way you totally isolate objects or classes. Um, I mean, that's like what the pinnacle of OO design. All right, what else? I think that's the last one of those. So that. All right, go back, get another build. CLS build. Go back to our same old error. Back to one error. Define class get. So we still get that. And that confuses me because fog of war age, we do forward declare it here. And then, so when it gets to compile time, it'll go in here. We have the forward declaration. And then right here, it should go to game H here. But I wonder if the problem is because it comes, the fog of war here is loaded before that. I don't know if that even matters. See, here's the circular dependency there, which it shouldn't load again. So once it starts compiled fog of war, it brings in H. There's nothing here, but it should have done that. I don't know if this matters, so let's do that. I don't like that it's not working the same as that test project. See, it's, man, it just doesn't work. Okay, what else is there? Let's go down further. Okay, where's that at? Game CPP. Let's go to that. What did it say? 122? Oh, no. Oh, it uses that. Let's get rid of this. Let's use well, I mean, I guess we could set a new one. What am I trying to get from here anyway? I'm gonna need this in here. So this is, I think I am gonna need this state actually. So let me put parentheses on that. I need the address of this. See if that'll do anything. Yeah, it still doesn't do. Game.age, frame once. Shouldn't have been that, huh? See, this is the case. Where you have to use this. If everything's the same name, usually you do. This. Oh, wait, I can't do that. We don't want that. That's when I was trying the constructing a object. Game ref, that's not going to be there. But, I mean, the bigger problem is getting around that, which in my test, we did get around it by doing this. So that means it's something else. Probably in game. Huh. Yeah, it's the same thing. I mean, I don't know why the game is undefined. This creates a game here. You know what? I could probably just get it from caverns. Maybe I can get it from this. Yeah, I don't know about this. These all load up so it knows everything here. And that compiles. So it creates one here. So this here, it's compiling caverns.cpp. And when it brings in fog of war H, brings in game here. Let's see, and then game brings in fog of war here. Now I'm thinking of building every object here and then passing the objects into whoever needs it. The problem though is you're still going to have that circular reference though, because you got to declare it. So why is that there? All right. So I don't know why this is doing it now when the other one didn't. It's very perplexing. Oh, well. Okay, well, for one thing, I need this. This needs to say f of g. That needs to do that. Game. See how it's bringing these in? It's all in fog of war. This here. Game pointer pointer to game pointer. It's in game 102. Let's see. It's like it's loading this 3 times. It's the same one every time. Where's that at? Game instance. 504 game instance. Yeah, that's that one. Well, I'm pretty much stumped at this point because it doesn't matter how I do instances. The problem is in the header file and um, the class game. So yeah, so yeah, it has to know about the type. That's the problem. And I don't know why this isn't working. FOGOFWAR. Hmm. Well, I wonder if I should just do forward declarations here. Like that. Well, it won't be entity, it'll be player. And then take these and put them in the CPP file. That. That way, try to keep most of the includes in here in the CPP file. Oh, so. Yeah, I don't know why the forward declaration doesn't work here. But I am running out of ideas. That's for sure. 'Cause nothing seems to be working. But I mean, I thought it would be the same as my practice classes. Yeah, I just don't know why it does that. 'Cause see, on this one, main is including 1, 2, and 3. 1 and 2 have dependencies. And then when it compiles 1, hmm, yeah, I don't know why it doesn't work. I don't know. I know it's something that I don't know about. I don't know. See, when I do forward declarations, it doesn't work. Um, oh, I know what it is. They're supposed to be pointers. They should be pointer here. So, ugh. I think that's how it was. So 2. Well, here I had instances, so in here I'm trying to do it with this. I would think that it would that this would be the instance created and then it would get the address here. I'm thinking. Oh man, I was sitting here rubbing my beard. I hope it hasn't been making noise. Oh man, good grief. Sitting there thinking. All right, let's see what's going on. World ref, okay. So they do have to be pointers or references. The problem is with a reference, oh, I think it has to be given a value, doesn't it? So I'm using a pointer here. Let's just use pointers. Get through this like that, and of course there. I don't know if this is the correct syntax. I'm thinking it is because this should be an instance, but in this case, this was the address. So this, I don't know if that would be the address too. I don't know that I need that. So 13 of game H, missing semicolon, blah, blah, 13. I don't understand that one. Looks like it doesn't know about monster. Yeah. Oh, I never brought it in. I brought in player. Oh man. Didn't even think of that. That's another thing that's bad about not having a file for each class. Sometimes you forget where it's at and all that. Because right here, at first I put entity because that's what file it was in. So probably need to break it out. Oh, okay. So that should fix that one. And we did get past the reference bug, so at least that part of it worked. Well, we made it past caverns, so we made it into game, compiling game, and now we're just so I think we've got to a point where the header thing is figured out now. Now we got to do all our uh, what would you call it? The access bugs, where we're switching over to pointer syntax and things like that. So inside game CPP. So now we're on the CPP file. That's good. When we're in the header, we know it's some kind of issue that we were fixing and that we did fix. So we know now that we can use pointers. And now I wonder how that changes if I use refs here. So if I do that, is that the correct syntax? I'm just curious at this point. Because at this point, then we don't pass in an address either. We have to pass in the actual variable. You know what? I don't want to mess. I'm going to mess this up, but let's go back. I need to quit going off on these tangents. Okay, there we go. So what was I doing now? I was fixing get p health. Okay, so we need the player pointer here. And that's in game CPP 19 right here. Where's it at? Right here. So player ref, yeah. So we need an arrow. That world ref, that's going to be an arrow. Pretty much everything is going to be the pointer access. But if we go back to references, then I think it's going to actually change back to a dot, but I'm not sure. Like that. So I'm glad to be past that. That was a big lesson learned, but I think that's how you know, the best way to learn. And also, it's called experience. And that means putting time in. That's how you get experience. And also, you do bring things from other platforms and languages. So, like, from my C# background, the object-oriented concepts, even though it doesn't use an H file and separate files, declarations and definitions, you still have the OO part of it. You still know about this. You may not know the semantics of another language, but you do know those concepts, and that's important. If you were an OpenGL guru, all the concepts go over to DirectX. They go over to Vulkan. The concepts are very important there. Like even though it took me 19 minutes to derive a bubble sort, and I wasn't going super fast and hyperventilating about it, but still, I did get some criticism for that, but I can take it. But anyway, it's the concepts of everything, you know. So that's a good thing to focus on. Uh, but yeah, stumbling around through 4 or 5 videos of me spinning wheels and putting my time into this is something else, to say the least. What else do I have here? I've got a bunch here that don't even have the the reference in front of it. Initialize screensaver, screen width and all this. This is is that in world? No, it's here. Okay. So now another thing. Okay, create console screen buffer. Is that here? Oh, create. No, I think it's going to be in world. No, it's not in there either. Well, it's got to be there. Create console screen buffer. It's got to be in world. Well, now I'm thinking that I lost a definition here, or a function. Hmm. I don't see it anywhere. So that one there, find that. It's not in there. Oh man, did I lose something here? Oh, it's a 132. That's right. Oops. I was wondering about thinking, dang, did I copy and then copy something else before I pasted it? Oh my gosh. Okay, so I made that mistake, so I'm gonna put a note here for me. Let's see, 132 calls. Okay, now I won't make that mistake again. Phew. I was about to say, man, because I thought I did that earlier in one of the earlier videos. When I first started moving stuff over, I thought I went too fast and I lost a copy and paste, or a copy. All right, let's do a, okay, these are gonna have to be converted to this, I think. Looks like it. The address of that, that, that. Let's do that. Got it shorter though. Oh, well, I thought we did. Well, we're doing game right now. Initialize info section must have close structure. Okay, so that's the dot. That needs to be an arrow. So go to game CPP 45. Oh, we changed all this though. Oh, no. We did not. Or I did not. You probably wouldn't have made that mistake, but me, oh yeah. Type is world. Oh, shoot. What did I do now? 45. Pointer. What are you talking about? Oh, that's part of this. They're just expanding on it. It's a note. Yes, I did. Thank you, Bjorn. Blah, blah, blah. S, I did for, what did I do? Accidentally do an S on 108. Let's see. Whoops. Sure did. All right, let's go back here. I think we almost got game done. Where am I at? CLS, build. All right, so we got through caverns and game. Okay. Use undefined class game. We're back to an H file now. I'm thinking there's not a pragma on this or something. Somewhere. There's a pragma. Where is it? Fog of War H. There's a pragma there. So we're getting that same one again. So when we get the Fog of War, we've got that same error again. So this is very disheartening. Game instance uses undefined class. So that's our old friend that is really a pain in the butt. Hmm. Okay, so we got a forward declaration, so it should get past this with a forward declaration. FOGOFWAR CBP. FOGOFWAR. Let's go further down and see what's going on. That's in the H file, and then it goes to CPP. It's when it compiles this. So it gets through these two compilations. But once it hits Fog of War, so it goes into this right here. It loads up Fog of War. Sees class game. Oh, it's not a pointer. Man, those are hard to see. Okay, so that's what we need. Remember, with this pattern, it's got to be pointers or reference. So that, and then, where's it at down here? So then this here, this dot game instance equals game instance. Okay. So that should get us past that one and into the CPP file on that. Yeah, so we got past the H file error. That's good. Now we're just into the, the setting the arrow and all that stuff. Okay, I'm gonna call this one. It looks like I got that straightened out, and I'll be able to continue forward with this. Yay! It's like a big sigh of relief to get past this part. Oh, this was just crazy. I almost switched to Rust over this. I'm just kidding. Okay. Hey, if you've made it this far, you are a superhero, and I applaud you. And I am very honored to have you with me on this. If you don't mind, hit that thumbs up, share it with somebody, and if you're not subscribed, please subscribe so you can follow the whole series. Who knows how long this is going to take? This is crazy. I hope it's not like 10 years. Hey, I'm joking. Okay. You guys have a good day. Super Bowl's today. See you later.